Hi everyone, my name is Francisco, and now I'm going to continue telling my anecdote that I think helped me shape my literacy and helped me to become the person that I am today. My story started 1 year ago in the University San Francisco de Quito. There we have this class called PASEM. Basically, it requires you to accomplish a certain amount of hours of community service in any foundation or nonprofit organization that is linked with the university that you will like to work with. So the foundation that I chose was Azulado. This foundation work with public schools and help them teach their students to what is abuse, what is physical and psychological abuse, while they reinforce their ability to learn and to read. So when I do this class, I choose this foundation because I like the work they were doing, and it was really near by my house. So I choose them. First, I contact the person that was in charge of recruitment. Her name was Veronica. She interviewed me because they wanted to need how my personality was, what were my strengths, my weaknesses, to see if my personality matches with the profile that they were searching in the volunteers. So they give me permission to be one of the volunteers and work with one of the schools we were working at that time. I chose a school that was on Puembo because also was nearby my house, called Caminos del Bosque. Um, before we work with these schools, we were trained by the people in Azulado that were mostly psychologists. They told us what we have to do and the work that every volunteer had to do. So basically, we have these boxes that Azulado made to give an activity in the class to teach the students what is abuse, how to avoid it, which people they have to be careful with, and like I said, reinforce their abilities to read and write. So these boxes have instructions, have material that the teachers in the school will use to teach this class about abuse. And the volunteers, we have to see that in the boxes, when we deliver the boxes, the material is complete, and basically we have to be assistants to the teacher in the classes when they teach these activities. We have to help them to deliver the message correctly and give the appropriate class to the students so they can learn about abuse while they learn and have fun. So we were trained first, and then a week later, I think it was Monday, we have our first class in this school. I remember when I go there because I was surprised that the school was very little. They have students from 3 to 4 years, um, and students from 12 to 13 years. The classes were really small, and the budget the school had was very little. So I remember that vividly. I was assigned a specific class where I have to work with one teacher. First, the psychologist gave a training to all the teachers about what we were going to do for the next month. So they teach them the classes where how they were going to work, what material they have to use, and all of that. And then we go with each professor we have been assigned and check if the boxes were complete. That was the first week. The next week we come again and we have our first class with these teachers. I remember that because I was really nervous because I have never worked directly with kids. I think is a very serious field because with kids all you said is important because all you said they take in count and they believe you everything you say, so you have to be really careful from what you teach them. So I remember that in the first week we do this activity with cards when they have where they have cards with pictures of common people like mom, father, friend, a cousin, uncle, things like that, and other cards with names. And they have a game in groups. They have to associate the card with the name. So basically, that was the game. I have to go around the class checking the students that had trouble maybe matching the names, help them giving clues, something like that. Then what we do every class was repeat the activity in front of the class, so everyone understand the activity, and at the end of each class we um, we ask them what they learned that day, what they like and what they dislike. It was really important because is the close of the activity, like a review of what we have seen that day, so they really understand the message and the important things we wanted them to know. So the close was really important for the activities. The next week we do something similar. We review what we have learned the last week because some of them don't remember, and we also use cards, but this time we have these characters like mom, dad, father, and we have emotions like sad, angry, mad, happy, um, things like that. So the children have to match the emotion with the person they think it matches better. So this was important because we can see the students that maybe match a father or a mom or someone that should be like caring and happy, like have good emotions or positive emotions, like the students that matches with bad emotions. What the volunteers have to do is like see that kind of students and put his name or her name in a list and give to the psychologist because they then were are going to talk with this kid or tell the psychologist in the school that maybe is going to take bigger measures because that kid maybe is suffering from abuse at home. So it was really important. The game was basically the same like the last week, and we do the close up like we do the other week. The next week we have a pretty same game. Now we make them. We use cards with actions. Now they have to uh, put mom with a certain action like hug, kiss, positive actions. The negative action, we have negative action like yell, kick, some like that. So they have to match with the person they think matches the most. So it's basically what we do the last week because we wanted to see the students that matches with a bad action. So we can pass the list to the psychologist and see the students that maybe have troubles. The next weeks were mostly the same. Other week we make them We then make them write a little bit, not to use much of the cards. But especially I remember this week because we make this game not entirely a game, is more than an activity where they have to put five people they trusted the most. Maybe if they have a problem or something like that, five people they trusted the most. Why we do this? Because they need to know the people they think um, can count when they have a problem or something like that. It's important for a kid because a kid doesn't can take care of himself. He or she needs an adult that can help him or her in everything they want. So we make them list five people, and the people that have trouble listing at least two people, that students go in our list that we pass to the psychologist. So I remember that because a lot of kids had trouble with that, and it's really sad because as people we really need people to can with when we have troubles or something like that. I even do the example at front in the class, and I didn't have trouble at all because I put my brothers, I put my parents, I put my whole family, friends, teacher that I trust, and people like that. That was for a couple of weeks. Then other volunteers take ahead with the program, and we have to say goodbye to the kids. Um, what I wanted, what I want to take out of this story is that these kids had real problems that maybe we are not taking in account, and maybe we forget about these real things and focus in another, because these things like abuse or parents that don't care about their kids are real stuff that we have to take in account. So when I have to say goodbye to the kids, you are really sad because you really bond, you really care about those kids, even if you don't know them really deeply, but you care about them, and it's really sad to say goodbye. I chose this experience because I think that this showed me that words are really special and powerful because if you told a child that a word means something that is not, he will believe. So we really have to know what words mean, really know how to use them because they are really powerful. Even if you write it or you say the words are really powerful. So you have to be careful when you learn about them and when you teach them. Also, I think I take this experience because I learned about real problems, like I said, that will help me maybe to 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 improve my humanity, to know that in life there are real things that could happen to anyone, and maybe this will help me when I write some, I don't know, opinion essay or talk to someone about these kind of problems. I will know because I have lived them. I have seen examples in real life, so I think that helped me in my literacy and helped me as a person. So that's my experience. I hope you like it, and I wish you a good night.